Yeah.
What it do? What it does to be like people? This is your boy DJ Baby Boy, and you are tuned in to Salute the Grind, man. And listen, we got the one and only all cash player up in the building right now on the Zoom. Hey, it's not even a Zoom, man. On the show, baby. You know what I'm talking about? But hey,
Hey.
talk to him, man, and let him know who you are, where you from, and where you at.
Oh yeah. What's up, y'all? What's up, world? Because I know everybody gonna see this. This is gonna be a big platform. It's your boy All Cash Player. I know y'all can see it in the back right there. I'm just an artist, businessman, motivational speaker. Try to just really elevate the youth and different things like that. I've been MCing for I've been MCing for way over 20 years. So I started when I was like 16. I'm originally from Clarksdale, Mississippi, but I'm based out on the West Coast, the North Pacific West Coast to be exact. So I'm in Oregon. I'm in Southern Oregon, about 30 minutes out of Cali, 40 minutes out of California. So, and y'all, just follow me. Whatever y'all want to ask, whenever y'all ask questions, y'all drop them in the comment. I'll most definitely be in the comments because I stay on social media. I just stay grinding, so I just try to keep my face in y'all face. But most definitely, shout out to Salute the Grind. Shout out to you, DJ Baby Boy. Yes, sir.
So appreciate you, man. I know you said I was gonna ask how long you've been doing music. You basically said since you're 16, man, over 20 years. So who were some of your influences to even get into the music?
Oh man, it's crazy being from the South. When I was about 8-ish, when I really got into hip hop, 8 to 12, because I've been performing at talent shows since I was about 4. But now I started out my first cassette. Y'all don't laugh at me. My first cassette was Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice. My first.
That's what's up.
Hey, everything. Vanilla Ice, MC Hammer, and Nas.
Okay.
Like Nas. Then my first cassette, and Bone Thugs. I can't leave out Bone Thugs.
Okay.
I had East 99. I had the single before the album came out, and when they had just started popping. So most definitely, Twister and those guys are my influences.
Oh yeah, that's what's up, man. For sure, man. Yeah. Hey, people sleep on old Vanilla Ice. He had the game on lock for a minute with that Ice Baby.
Man, that and a lot of people don't know. This still is hip hop, and this is about numbers. But he's like the first platinum selling artist ever.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the first platinum rapper wise. He's the first rapper to have platinum, yo.
So, yeah, man, that's all right, man. So just explain, because I know you say you came from Clarksdale, Mississippi, man. So explain just life there in Clarksdale, and then your transition to the West Coast, man. Was it like a culture shock and all that? Before you even get into that, man, explain Clarksdale, Mississippi, man. What was life like down there,
man? As a child, I loved it. Most definitely, I loved it. I think going into junior high and going into the teenage years or whatever, I saw a drastic change within gang violence and things of that nature right there. And I just saw tons of friends, overnight best friends one day, the next night they killing each other. So it went from being good to bad. But elementary, I went to a predominant white school, so I didn't see none that was happening in the hoods and things of that nature until I went to junior high. And then I finally went to all black schools then and got to see what it was like in the hood.
So that alone was like a culture shock, man. So just explain how you navigated through going from the all white school to the culture shock of going to the all black school and seeing the drama that unfolded like that.
Most definitely at the white school. I don't call it the white school because you got privileges, man. We had privileges. Like I was using IMAX way back when in the damn 80s. So a lot of kids didn't know what floppy disk and hard disk and things of that nature right there. I was using the typewriter and just, like I said, just seeing that life for the other side or whatever. And then, like I said, when I went to Higgins Junior High School, that's one of the best high schools in Clarksdale or whatever. But I went there and most definitely just predominantly black. I think we had like one white teacher, one or two white teachers, and just seeing how the kids act at their age. Because for instance, like me and my sister, and I grew up in the projects. Now, don't get me wrong, I grew up in the projects, but it was a real good neighborhood where I lived and everything. We got to see certain things on that side of town that if you would go on the other side of town, you're going to see all the beat down houses, and you're going to see the hood, and you're going to see tons of, abused people and drug users and things of that nature right there. But back to the question, I said in high school, like me and my sisters and stuff, we were homecoming kings and, homecoming queen and stuff. Like in class, people didn't even want to be a part of that. And I'm kind of sitting back thinking like, man, you see the privileges I've been getting? Like, y'all going to class early. I'm walking the halls. I'm escorting y'all asses to the classes, and I'm writing passes in the office and things of that nature right there. And although I didn't graduate, but just having those things in my life, being a homecoming king 2 years in a row, having them privileges. I was athletic, but only in track and field. I was too small. I'm a small guy. They didn't let me play football and basketball. I'm horrible with the shot, but I guess you get me in my zone though, I'm gonna go though. But just having those opportunities there, going out of town on the trips with all the players and different stuff, and coming home, mom didn't have to be on my ass so much until I started messing up. And then like I said, when I did stop school, hell yeah, she was on my ass hella hard. Like you gotta get out of here, you gotta go get a job, the next best thing. And I think that's when rap creeped up in my life. Like and one of my best friends. Oh, go ahead.
So even when at that point, so you had a history of seeing really both sides of, you seeing the white side of the tracks, and then you see the hood side of the tracks, and you got a chance to live in both sides of the world. So how did that influence? I know you're saying this is kind of shifting into your rap and being introduced to rap. How did that shift into your rap career?
A big way it shifted my rap career. So when I down south, I've done a ton of shows, and then once I met my road management in 2005, and the first year he was just taking us around, having a ball, and then we started getting a little serious because I wanted to be more serious, and that's what they had asked me to come on the road for. So when I first went on the road, like I said, we traveled, and then I remember it vividly too. They flew me out to Oklahoma, and then they took me to West Texas. We went to like Midland, Texas, and then we started buying the majority of our studio equipment, the mic. We had a MIDI board, Yamaha Motif, and then he took me to Southern California, and that's when I recorded my first song, and that was like 06, yeah, it was 06. Yep, so in Santa Ana, California, and then from there it just caught fire. But to the question, me seeing both sides, and then me out here now, I guess I could say I'm able to adjust to these crowds because I perform for 10 months, and then I perform for 5,000 people, and just seeing the demographics of like, man, it's a whole sea of white people out here. I'm most definitely gonna have to come out of my shell, and I was coming out of my shell, and they just accepted, and hip hop is a big influence on that culture too. So, yeah, I was coming out.
How did I guess you kind of answered it to the extent, but I was gonna say, how did they accept your flow and the music that you're bringing out there on the West Coast?
Oh, it's a fight. That's a fight, man. Hey, that's a fight. I'm talking about. Before I lived here in Southern Oregon, I was all in Eugene with the Oregon Ducks stadium and all those things, and then I was mostly in the Portland area. So my first year out there, probably like 06, 07 ish, I recorded my first song with Spice One, the Rapper Spice one, Bay Area, Rolling with My Strap, one or Tupac boys or whatever, and they had the first West Coast Awards, one of the first West Coast Awards in Portland, Oregon, and at this place called the Roseland Theater, and this is when Wayne was popping real hard. Lil Wayne was everywhere and taking over everything. So, we get to the show, and a couple of the artists from Southern Cali, that was their first focus, like, fuck the South. And I was like, damn, like straight up. It was quite a few of us in the building from, southern regions or whatever. So us standing there and taking that was kind of hard. But most definitely I was speaking my mind too, Yeah. And that's one of the biggest things I've been dealing with out here, them accepting my now they love it now because they like, damn, every time I performed out here, they always try to compare me. Like, just a few years ago, they was most definitely on Young Dolph. But about 2010, they just, he think he Gucci, Jeezy, this, and like, for real, they was on my head hard. And I'm like, man, it won't fall. Like, so I drilled it in them, man. I'm talking about I drilled it in them all these years. And, I've seen the culture shift, might I say. I've seen the culture shift big. I'm talking about, like I said, I was rapping with cats from 06. And now, here we are, 2023. It's a whole fleet of dudes. And, the shows that I have done and the videos I've shot up north, they've accepted me.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. So let's get into this new project you got, Promoting Crime. I know you got a few of those out there. So the Promoting Crime 3 mixtape, man. What inspired it? And let's tell the people about it, man. And some of the releases, you got a few video releases that you done put off of it. Let the people know about it.
Okay, Promoting Crime 3. It's a part of the Promoting Crime trilogy, and I ain't gonna lie, just listening to Yo Gotti all them years, and then I heard him say it in Cocaine Music like 1 or 2. I was like, man, I'm finna run with that shit. And I'm on the 3rd series now, but it's mostly about me though. Like when people, cause when I first started dropping it, and I'm like, Promoting Crime, they like, Promoting Crime, like, we ain't fucking with that, like that's very negative shit. And I'm like, man, it's about me. Right. It's about me and all the crime I promoted and all the things that I was doing at a young age. And I'm most definitely not in the street right now. I'm glad to say that I'm 44 years old, because I'll be in the chat with I'll be in the chat with these young cats. Yo, old ass. I'm like, my guy, you don't want to live to be old? Right. Like, I want to see my kids grow.
Hey, for sure, man.
My oldest daughter is about to be 26 in a couple months.
Okay.
I'm proud.
That's what's up, man.
I'm proud, so.
So let them know about this Having Motion, though. Like, tell them about it, man. Just the inspiration behind the song and the video.
Man, so if y'all go to my YouTube, all cash PLAYA, and the PLAYA spell PLAYA. I'm gonna tell you the truth. The producer I was working with at the time, I had dropped the first single, F It Up, and he sent me that beat like 2 days later. I was just like, man, I'm not feeling it. I was like, I'm not feeling it. And he's like, man, you gotta wreck it and you gotta listen to it and listen. He's like, that's y'all type of vibe or whatever. And then I went to work. I was working at a med tech at the time. And then, on my breaks, I would go and just listen to everything I got. And I turned it on. Man. I'm just listening to it. I'm like, man, this sounds like some 3-6 Mafia. Old 3-6 Mafia. And then I already just had in my head, man, everybody's talking about motion. It just popped. And I freestyled the verse right there. I BS you not, I got the paper around here too. I got envelope. I think I probably got like some brown bag or whatever. I'm like, I need to remember what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I wrote it down. I recorded it here in my own personal studio, and then I sent it to the bigger studio or whatever. I pressured him to mix it, and he's just kind of like, I think he was like, I was gonna use it types, or whatever. And I was like, I like, man, you gotta hear what I'm saying. And then I'm like, when I do the remix, just get on the remix. And then that's why I'm waiting on the remix coming. The remix is really nice, but you know, me and the producer, we just split ways like probably like 2 months ago, just off.
Okay.
You know, they're younger guys, and that, you know, I want to talk about, you know, younger artists, man. But that's how Have Emotion came.
Okay, so tell them about the F It Up, how that one came about.
F It Up. I really wasn't doing any rapping because last year I had 5 endoscopic surgeries. So I went under the knife and under the scope pretty much 5 times last year. And my in-house producer, Stone Phillips, shout out Stone Phillips. He just was sending me music once I started feeling better. Just sending me, and ever since I met him, he always sent me like 20 beats. I'm like, man, like you overloading me, but he's constantly sending it. But what I love about him, he promotes us. So I wasn't doing anything. He was sending me all his tracks. Went to the studio with the youngsters at, and they asked me to get on a song with them.
Yeah.
And I just ended up, you know, he's like, man, you do this, I'll do that. He built the beat right there. I made the chorus right there, but then I was like, man, what am I gonna say on this?
Yeah.
Got it. I probably sat on it for about a month.
Yeah.
And then I went there. I was like, bro, don't laugh at me or whatever. And that's just because I'm country and they proper West Coast. but homie, he recorded for me. Like, damn. Like, you snapped out. I was like, well, once we mix it and master it, then I'll probably feel a little better. We mixed it and shit. I'm like, damn, I really did snap out. Like, okay. I amused myself because I hadn't been in it. That was my second song that I had done coming straight out of the hospital.
Okay. So, that's what's up, man. So I know you've been battling a whole lot of wars, man. Hearing about your lip getting bit off. You had these surgeries that's going on, man. Tell us about all these situations that you went through and how you bounced back and still stayed on your grind and made things happen, man. Let's talk about that, man.
I'm gonna go right into it too. So, long story short, you know, I had a road manager. My best friend was the one that got me on the road or whatever, and we brought more artists in. Well, the brother-in-law of my manager, you know, once we had our fallout, we were all good, and then you know, me and my management, I just had word with my management, and then we split that night. So just the following months, you know, it was just petty words, and then my management's wife, rest in peace, Melissa, because I really loved them. That's my family, man. They took me out the hood. They took me straight out the project into everything I wanted, man. And so again, long story short, you know, me and the brother-in-law, we get into it one night, and he was the bigger guy than me, but he was just trying to flex on me, trying to power slam me and things of that nature. And I wouldn't let him get the best of me. So after about, you know, the third round of us sparring, you know, we locked up. And then, you know, he couldn't thump me. And we were damn near face to face, though. Hell yeah, he took my fucking
bite.
Oh yeah, he took my fucking lip off from here to here. Hell yeah, took my shit off from here to here. I had to rush to the hospital, get my lip sewn back on. And then after that, you know, I really felt downhill because in the midst of it, everything that was going on, like they had went and signed to Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross, not the rapper. And he had just been released from the halfway home. He was out of prison, but he was in the halfway home. And then my management, well, I just felt betrayed too because my management was kind of talking to him behind our back, and then towards the end, you know, just try to etch out like, yeah, I'm fucking with Rick or whatever. And we've been talking business. I'm kind of sitting there thinking like, I've been going hard for the team. You doing things of that nature, and I've been plugging us all around. Like, man, I most definitely I felt some kind of way. Excuse my phone. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's what happened. Good. Yeah, that what happened with my lip, man. Like, long story short, that happened with my lip. But then, and this was 2010. But when that happened, it took me about 6 months to heal up. I went straight back in the studio. I went right back in the studio, and then we kind of met up at the second West Coast Award that they held in Portland, and we kind of I ain't gonna say we had no beef, but we had words, but just amongst through the people, because like I said, I had done a song with Spice One prior, so I ended up hanging out with him that night. Him, Havoc from the South Central Cartel, and his assistant at that time or whatever. So they kept us pretty cool. Me and my best friend at the time, they kept us pretty straight, and they were just on the other side with all those other guys and stuff. So.
Well, tell us about the other surgery though. It was another one that you just said you not too long got out of. And then you bounced back and got in the studio and started dropping this stuff for Promoting Crime 3.
Yeah.
So tell them about that.
So long story short, again, COVID came in, and before COVID, I went on tour with, I didn't actually do a full tour with E40. I just done a day, and then over into the next night at the Knitting Factory, because it was a talent show, and then that. And then prior to that though, I had went on a week's tour with Jay Stalin, and then we came back to Southern Oregon, and I done Keep the Sneak. These are all Bay Area artists. Back in Mac Dre's time and E40's time, Too Short time, and things of that nature. So we get back here, like I said, COVID come in. I didn't catch COVID right off, probably until the next year that came in or whatever. And I was in the middle of touring then, but I just partied every night, drinking, smoking, eating bad, just out there bad. And fast forward to the last year, right after Valentine's Day, I went down. For a whole month. Just I drastically lost weight, and they running tests on me, but they we don't see what's wrong with them. So finally, I had my first endoscopic surgery, where they put I'll just say put the camera down your throat, go see what's wrong with you. So first I was having liver failure, so had to get back situated with that. And then the following after that, I started having kidney failure, so they put me in the hospital. So they still was what's wrong with them? Come to find out, they was like it looked like a lion or a tiger just hit you down your intestines, and you got they you just got 5 tears. And so I was back hospitalized again, and they held me over a weekend just to get my iron back up, potassium. I didn't have water intake or outtake, because like I said, I was just going hard every week. Damn, what's the Bombay and the DeLeon? That was my new drink of choice. And tequila and rum.
Right.
Yeah. No good.
Okay. So now that you bounced back from all of that, man, what is your focus with your career and all that stuff? Because you got a lot of things going on with the music, by what you're working. You say you're running a business too, right? And also you won some stuff with the award shows with Lex Luthor, and you have a lot of things that is going in your favor now. What has shifted since you've been through all these tough situations, these challenges?
Man, I damn near gave up. And me not giving up. I think because I like to write. I love to write. So as soon as I got on my feet, man, I just started writing again. Like I said, my in-home producer was sending me those beats and stuff. And it was most definitely after 10-year relationship, I split with my kid's mom. So, and this was just last year. So all that stuff right there, the surgeries, all that stuff was kicking my butt. But I really went and got saved, man. I went to church out here. I got saved. I got baptized. I've never lost my faith, and I've always been close with God. But I got saved. I got baptized again. I left them. I left everything I had. I just bought a brand new home. I had 4 vehicles, everything, man. I left everything, and I think it was just God, just man, it's time for you to straighten up. It's time for you to sit down for one, too. you're getting older. So most definitely, you're a messenger. I'm my mom's only son too, so most definitely.
Well, that's dope, man. That's a great story. Great, for people to even see, man. Like, you survived all that, went through all these challenges, this, that, and other, and now, you definitely got saved, and now things are kind of turning around for you. You know what I mean? So, maybe God was waiting for you to get on His program.
Yeah, most definitely. Yes.
That's what's up, man. Well, I salute the grind for that, man, and just the testimony in your story and all that stuff, man. So tell me, because I know we're gonna wrap it up in a few minutes, though, man. But about any shout outs, man, that you would like to give, or also, I think it was another thing I was gonna ask you about. Yeah, about people contacting you for any of your services, and even one more thing before that. What advice can you give to people that has faced trouble and struggled situations like you have? What advice could you give to them? Because I know you say you talk to a lot of the youth and stuff like that. You're a motivational speaker. What advice would you give them, just from your life story?
Most definitely, putting God first. I was out there, man. I was out there committing tons of sin every day, and I ain't saying I don't sin now, but the more you pile up on your plate, God will take it all away. But you got to be faithful to Him and serve Him first, no matter what you chasing. I'm getting a little emotional, but a lot of people faith, they don't aim there, and I keep my faith with God. I think that's why me and Him have a good relationship. So a lot of people don't put their faith in God, to give their self a chance at anything. And they may not be spiritual people or religious people, but most definitely there's a higher power out there somewhere, and you can be out here on your last lick. God will come back and bless you 100 times fold, and put you back where you need. And like I said, I was down, and that's what I was missing in my life. And I think everybody needs that. Everybody needs a little preaching and teaching, regardless of the age too. Because I like I said, I talk to a lot of youth and a lot of youngsters. I actually on and off work with a non-profit organization, and they're called BASE, Black Alliance Social Equality. But most definitely, like, y'all go look that up too. It's called BASE. And like I said, out here in Southern Oregon, we're the minority. So we most definitely, speak to all the youth that, all the minorities out here, and, other races and denominations too. We don't discriminate. And we most definitely try to uplift and empower people.
That's what's up, man. Put it out there, man. Let people know how they could contact you for the mission work, for music, for any of that stuff. Let everybody know how they could contact you, and then give you shout outs, and then we'll move from there.
Oh, yeah. So if y'all want to reach me, everybody can reach me at All Cash PLAYA. I'm the only All Cash player at that too. So you're not going to miss me if you type All Cash PLAYA. Again, like I said, PLAYA. Even if you put player, it's going to still pop me up because I'm the only artist with that name. And, my Facebook is Timothy Thomas. But, most people like, especially out here, they're like, that's a white boy name. So, I think that's the first thing they think. Even for, our race and stuff, they always like, man, you got a white boy name.
It's all good, man. It's all good, man. Well, hey, you got any shout outs you want to give?
Most definitely, I want to shout out my mother. My mother, kids, God. And you, man, I appreciate you.
Salute.
I most definitely appreciate you for, like I said, I haven't been trying to be a headache, but man, like I said, we're gonna take our time. I want the people to, hear what me and you have together, man. Like,
I got you.
And when I first heard you, like I said, man, he got the voice, all the things you was doing too. I was like, right. I most definitely put him on, to host my my project. But like I said, my mom, my kids, you, Salute the Grind, Lex Luger. Shout out to Lex Luger. Shout out to my Mo Murder, Mo Matters, my old rap group, my old producer Bango, Jake B, and pretty much everybody that's been helping me, keep my head above water. Everybody that helped me out on my new project too. Regardless of our situations, everybody that helped me out on my new project, I appreciate y'all. And thank y'all for the blessing.
Oh, good, man. Well, that's what it is, man. This is that guy, All Cash PLAYA, man. And again, I salute your grind. I appreciate your story, giving the history like that. And hopefully, and we praying that your story blesses somebody and let them know that they could do and grow with that relationship with God. And hey, it'll open up more doors for them too, man. You know what I'm talking about? So I salute your grind, man. I salute everything that you're doing, man, and that you're doing it independently, man. So salute to you. And be safe out there on that West Coast. Keep dropping that music on them, man. All right?
Yes, sir. Mississippi in the building.
Mississippi. Walking the light of God. Salute your grind, brother.
Yes,
we about.
Thank you.